Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our webinar on cloud alternatives for Dynamics GP users. Really appreciate everyone taking the time to join me and our team today to talk through this. So my name is Tim Bograkis. I'm the Business Development Manager here at Maynard Custerison. We also have James Meyer on the line with us today. James is a partner with our firm, and he has 30 plus years of experience with ERPs and businesses going through digital transformations. So just a quick look at what the agenda is going to look like for the day. We're going to talk about why the cloud. We are going to talk about the roadmap of the journey to making a switch or looking at the alternatives and kind of some of the methodology behind them. We're going to dig into what those alternatives are, pros and cons from our perspective, and then we will talk about the process. If you guys want to start, really digging in and working on this process with our team. There are some steps we can take right now to start making sure you're getting the proper information, having the right conversations, and we can help facilitate all of that as you guys kind of work through it with your teams and your organizations. So why the cloud? In some respects, cloud technology really sets the foundation of transformation for businesses. The terminology digital transformation is something that's been thrown around a lot over the last couple of years. It's been a buzzword in certain areas and businesses. And to really simplify what it is, it's just that the definition would be to use digital technology such as mobile, social, analytics, and cloud to transform how people work and how businesses operate. And with the recent business environment, and it has forced people to change how they work and really forced how teams and organizations are accessing information. And cloud-based solutions make it easier to get your organization, your employees the information they need to stay productive, regardless of whether they're sitting in an office, whether they're sitting in their living rooms or in their guest bedrooms, as I'm doing right now with kids screaming in the first floor of my house. And for most industry, the cloud changes. It will change how people do business altogether. And we all know that cost reduction is still a top priority, but coming up along that list is also the ability to put your organization in a place to scale and have scalability and agility within your organization. And these cloud solutions do both of those things for most organizations. So let's talk about first steps in planning kind of your trip to looking into the cloud. And this is a matrix that we use with everybody and how we kind of start our conversations with potential clients and current clients who are trying to talk through how to make a switch. We always start at the current scenario, and that's really where you are with the technology and the software that you guys are using and how it's functioning within your businesses. Is it giving you what you need? Is it giving your team what you need? Is it helping or is it hindering? And is it putting you in a place where you guys can continue to stay agile and grow within your business? Coming out of that conversation, it's always good to look at, where are the problems that we're having with our current scenario? Are we lacking reporting? Are we lacking real-time data analytics and look at what's going on? Does it require an upgrade to servers? Does it require constant work on our end? Does my staff have the information they need to do the business that we need them to do to either impact the clientele we're serving or serve the organizational mission that we're trying to serve? And those impacts can be measured in different ways, whether it's hours spent with manual data and trying to pull reports or manipulations. And those hours, those translate in direct costs that could be spent on a more proactive approach to businesses. So you're working on your business and not being more of a historian with your data. You're being a visionary and looking forward with what's going on. And that always leads to where your ideal solution is. In a best case scenario, what do you want to have? What do you want it to look like? And what do you want it to do? And those are all things that, as we're having conversations and we're working on it, that's what we like to know, because we can kind of reverse engineer from that point of understanding what ideal is. And then we can look at the alternatives or the solutions that we have as an organization and how we can best serve you guys and solve the issues that you guys need to solve for. As a firm, that's where we're very lucky that we do serve multiple software solutions in this space, and we can make sure that we get you in the right one for your business. So the first one we're going to look at is obviously Dynamics GP for the cloud. And this is, I'm just going to touch on this briefly just to let you guys know that this is out there and it's an option. We're going to have a separate webinar just digging into this system and what's involved with it. And obviously this is, you know, something that most of you would be comfortable with because you're running on GP right now, but we're going to have a completely different session on kind of optimizing the GP for the cloud and what that looks like with our GP consultants. So we will, as that's scheduled, we'll make sure we get the information out to you guys, and you all know when that's coming down the pipe. So I just wanted to put that out there so you guys are well aware that it is an option. We're going to look at a couple other alternatives today, and we'll get moving forward with that right now. So first we have Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central. So this is Microsoft's next generation mid-market cloud ERP solution. It's multi-tenant SaaS. It's a part of the 365 suite, and it's a great product to get you increased financial visibility. It's, if you're working within supply chain, it helps you optimize your supply chain and service and sales, and it ties into your outlooks and your 365 suite. So you have workflows and really seamless transitions between all these different 365 products. So it's a great product. As we said, it's Microsoft's new one. It's very, very well priced. That's one of the pros for Dynamics 365 Business Central. And that's one of the nice things in the cloud. As you can see, you're always going to be current with automatic updates. So that's one thing you never have to worry about is manually having to update this system. You have a seamless integration with Office 365, low annual subscription fees. So I mean, it's a newer product. It's growing. They're putting more and more functionality into it. As you can see, I mean, on the con side, there's the built-in financial report writer is lacking a little bit. You may need to purchase a third-party reporting system to go with it, and there will be a learning curve around any new software, and that's no different even with a Microsoft product like this. You will have a learning curve that will come along with implementing a new system. The nice thing with that is, we do have a team at Maynard that helps with all of that, and that's a part of that process. If you are making the switch to one of these solutions, you do get the advantage of working with our consultant team who are experts in this field. So from there, we're actually going to move on, and I'm going to pass this over to James, and James is going to give you guys a demo of the actual system so you can see what it looks like, see how it feels, and get a first-hand look at it. So James, I'll pass this over to you.
All right. Thanks, Tim, and hi, everyone. Again, my name is James Meyer, and I'm a partner here at Maynard Costerissen. And what I wanted to do, though, on behalf of Maynard Costerissen, before we even get started here, though, I just want to say, we hope that all of you are staying safe and healthy, and that your teams and everybody, and your families and that are also safe and healthy through this whole issue that we've all been dealing with in that. But I'm excited to be able to, I get to show you both Business Central and Sage Intacct. What you're looking at here is basically I'm signed into Business Central, and this is I'm signed in as a business manager, because Business Central, you have different roles, and depending on the roles, you're going to see different information. And as you can see here, Microsoft, this is a modern cloud-based interface, and Microsoft's tried to make it very visual. They've also tried to make it so that, or they've made it so that no matter what device you're using, whether you're accessing it through a phone, whether you're accessing it through a tablet, your PC at home, it doesn't make any difference. Your experience is going to be the same. In fact, I want to just really quickly flip over to a slide that I've got over here just to show you, so you can see. This shows you what it would look like on different platforms. So if I was showing you this on the phone or on an iPad, you can see it's the same exact experience that you're seeing in the live system, which we have right here, where I'm signed in through a browser. So I'm signed in right now through Google Chrome. So it's just a browser interface. You can access it, again, anywhere I've got an internet or browser, I can get into it, okay? You also notice here, or I mentioned that I'm signed in as a business manager. I just want to show you really quickly, if I go to my settings, this, out of the box, Business Central comes with many different roles. And depending upon the individuals in your organization and what they're doing, you can assign them roles and work with them. These roles can also be tailored and customized if needed, but they're pretty nice, pretty powerful right out of the box, the different roles that are there. So depending on your role, you're going to see different information. You also notice here as I'm signed in, I just want to let you know that you also have the ability to set up multiple companies, just like you can in GP. So I can have as many companies as I want in Business Central, and there's no extra cost for that, which is really nice, and it's a nice benefit. Now we're logged into a demo company called Fabricam. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm in this Fabricam. And you can see that across the top, you've got a menu. You've got a different menu, and if I click on these, I have different options. Right below that, I've got shortcuts that I've set up. And then as you go down, again, Microsoft tries to make this very visual for you. So all of this is out of the box, what you're seeing here. And this can be tailored if needed. But right out of the box, the system looks at the data that's out there, and it tries to provide information that it thinks is relevant to you. So you've got these little notices or insights that come up. I can see really quickly that I've got some sales this month, which looks good. It's green. I've got some overdue invoices, customer invoices that haven't been paid, so it's red. I've got some overdue invoices, vendor invoices that I haven't paid yet. So it's warning me. It's a little bit yellow to say, hey, you owe these, but you know, that's not a big crisis, especially in today's world right now where everybody's trying to conserve cash. And then I've got some cues down here, or to kind of give me some additional information on what's available. So I can see I've got what invoices I've got sitting out there, what vendor invoices or purchase invoices I've got sitting out there. So again, very, very visual, very visual. And as I scroll down, you can see I can have dashboards, I can have little abbreviated charts or reports, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that's kind of just a real little, give you a little feel of the interface of Business Central. So now keep in mind, this is a product that was designed, it's actually built on top of a previous product called Microsoft NAV, which has about 140,000 users worldwide. So it has extensive functionality, and it's very proven. But what Microsoft did is they did re-engineer it to make it a true cloud product. So it's a true multi-tenant cloud product where everybody's on the current version, and you've got this great new modern interface that you can work with. But the real power of Microsoft, you know, what I thought today when I show you Microsoft Business Central, and then we're also going to show you Sage Intacct later, is I wanted to show you kind of the relative strengths of these products and where they're really strong. And what makes Business Central so strong, you know, you just assume that all the accounting's there, that I can process payable invoices, I can do my GL, et cetera. What really makes it strong is the tight integration with Microsoft Office 365 and all the Microsoft technologies, because this is a Microsoft product. And that's really powerful. And I'll show you a couple things to show you what I mean by that. And then I'm going to turn this back over to Tim, and we'll take a look at Sage Intacct. So the first thing here is I'm going to show you this little item here called Intelligent Cloud Insights. If I click on that, this is where Microsoft is incorporated. There's two things going on here. One is they've incorporated some artificial intelligence into the product to try to say, again, what's important. So they've automatically pulled up or generated some KPIs or key performance indicators that they think are going to be important to you. How much cash do I have? What's my profitability? What's the value of my inventory? It's telling me I got 14 customers that are late. So again, they try to be proactive and use the information to help you run your business. The other thing that's going on down here, as you can see, Power BI. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Power BI, but Power BI is a Microsoft visualization tool for data. It's an analytics tool, business intelligence tool. It's available through Office 365. Unbelievably powerful. It's a leader out there in business intelligence tools, but that is built seamlessly into Business Central, so I can tie in. So I've got here on my screen, I'm actually going to take one of these reports. You can't really see them very well here because of the screen resolution, but I'm going to go ahead and expand this one report. And what I want to show you here, and we'll expand this all the way out, is this is a Power BI report that's pulling data directly live from Business Central that we created. And just to give you an idea of some of the things you can do in Power BI without getting too fancy is, you can see at the top I've got a time slicer. So right now I'm on the 13th of March, and down here are all of the invoices that are related to the 13th of March. But I can see also how that's broken out between my PC related sales and my ML related sales, and then what my total is on that. So you can quickly see what's going on. I can also filter that, so I could go in and filter it. So here's just my PC, here's just my ML. I can also filter it based on date. So I can go in, here's the 13th, here's the 10th. If I want, I can look at all of those and see everything that's out there. And then you can even provide people the ability to drill down into these if you want to. So just to show you a little bit of how seamlessly that ties in. So I can build all of these Power BI dashboards and reports, and then I can either make them available within Business Central, or I can publish them out and make them available to anybody in my, any constituent or stakeholder that might be interested, whether it's employees or board members or bankers or auditors or whatever. So you've got a lot of power there. The other thing that they've done when you look at integration with Office 365, so I'm actually logged in here to Office 365, and I don't know how many of you are using it, but this is the online version of Microsoft Office, and you can see all my applications that I've got. I've got Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Dynamics 365 Business Central is just one of the options in Office 365, so is Power BI here, right? But I also have Outlook. So I have Outlook open. And in my Outlook, in this environment, demo environment I've got an invoice that came in from Maynard Casterison. So think of it this way, that Maynard Casterison is a vendor that Fabricam is using. So I've got this invoice, and there's an invoice PDF attached to the invoice that's out there. Okay, so I could click on that and I could see the invoice, right, if I wanted to do that. Okay. But what I'm going to do is show you right from within Outlook without going into Business Central. I can come over here to this little ellipsis here, and it gives me a bunch of options I can do. One of the options is Business Central, and I can come over here and say Contact Insights. And what it'll do is it'll go out and it'll look at this email, and it'll figure out, okay, who's the vendor, and where did this come from? Do we already have this vendor out there? And it'll pull it up. So you can see here, it actually pulled up 4 different companies, because 4 of my demo companies that I had, remember I had multiple companies out there, 4 of those companies have Maynard Casterison as a vendor, but we're in Fabricam, so that one's highlighted right here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that one and double click on it. And now what it's going to do is it's going to pull up the Maynard Casterison vendor over in Fabricam. And then right now I don't have any transactions sitting out there. Right now it's 0. But what I can do is right from within Outlook, I can come up here and say, let's go ahead and add this invoice into Business Central. So I'm going to go ahead and say new. We're going to add a purchase invoice. It'll come out there. It comes up and it pulls up the information. We can put in the invoice number. And actually there's actually an OCR feature built into Business Central that would actually scan and read this if you want and fill this in. Because we're in a demo environment, I can't use the OCR feature, so I'm going to manually type it in. But I can go ahead and type that in. The other thing that I can do, which is really nice, is I can say, let's go ahead and attach that invoice that's out there over here. And it just says, is this the right invoice? Yep, we'll say okay. And now what it's done, without me ever going into Business Central, it actually went in and added that invoice. And I could have filled in some additional information in here that completed the whole invoice. But what I want to do here, just for sake of time, is I'm going to go back over to Business Central. And I'm going to come over to Business Central, and I'm going to pull up my purchase invoice queue. And you'll see here, there's the invoice that we just brought in, invoice number 59011. That we brought into the system. So here's an invoice screen. And like I say, I didn't fill in the actual distribution of how it's distributed, but I could have done that. But over here, you can see there's my invoice. And if I click on it, it'll open that up, and it actually opened it up on my other screen, so I'll drag it back over here. But there's the invoice that I got that came in on that email. So I was able to go in directly from Outlook and enter in and take that invoice that was emailed to me and put it into Business Central without even having to go into Business Central. That's what we're talking about when we talk about the power of having this whole as a Microsoft environment. You've got that capability, and then you've got the ability to use tools like Power BI and Power Apps and Power Automate, which is a workflow tool, to build all kinds of additional productivity and reporting into this to give you guys what you're looking for. So that's an overview of Business Central. I'm going to go ahead now and we'll turn this back over to Tim, and then he can talk to you a little bit about Sage Intacct.
Thanks, James. So we're going to move on now, talk a little bit about Sage Intacct. Sage Intacct is another multi-tenant SaaS product that was written for the cloud. It is the preferred provider of the AICPA. They have an exclusive endorsement from the AICPA. It's number one, as you can see, number one in crowd customer satisfaction with G2 Crowd. I also saw today that it was named by G2 as one of the top 50 finance products for 2020. Along with that, it's got a really powerful built-in financial report writing and dashboards. It gives you similar access anytime, any place, and on any device. And it's built-in collaboration and it has great workflows for greater efficiencies within organizations. So it's a great product. We have customers on both, and they are both happy. As you can see, some pros and cons. You're always going to be in the most current, up-to-date version of Intacct. Those upgrades happen; they're seamless. You barely know. It's optimized for multi-entity organizations in multiple locations. So the structure of Intacct, it works great for if you have multi-entity or multiple locations that you need to view or track. And the reporting and the functionality around multi-entity is second to none. And Tier 1 support is included with Intacct with a subscription fee, and that is actually something you work directly with our team on. So our team at Mainer handles support for Intacct, and so you would work with our team and call directly into our office and work with our team on the support side of things. From a cons perspective, the subscription fee is higher than what you're going to see with Business Central, and you're also going to have the learning curve around the new system. So with that, I'm going to pass it back over to you, James, to give them a quick overview of Sage Intacct.
All right, great. Thanks, Tim. Let me go ahead and make sure we're looking at the right screen again. Okay. So on this one here on Sage, so on Business Central, both of these products are modern cloud interfaces, and they can run on any device anytime. So I showed you that little slide with Business Central where you could see how it ran on the phone, you could see how it ran on the iPad. You got that same interface. Well, you got that same functionality, that same capability with Sage Intacct. So I wasn't going to show you that again, but what I did want to do before we jump into Sage Intacct is I want to talk a little bit about the strengths. So we said on Business Central that the real strength of Business Central is that tight integration with Microsoft and how you can leverage all of the other Microsoft technologies, right? So it's all part of Office 365. The real strength on the Intacct side is the fact that it's got this fantastic, really powerful, best-in-class or world-class financial report writer that's built right into it, and it handles multi-entity, multi-location, multi-department, multi-currency, multi-anything really, really well. So it handles multiple dimensions of financial reporting really well. So on the demo part, because that's the real strength of Intacct, what I want to do is I want to focus on that a little bit. So before I show you the demo, I just wanted to show you this as a breakdown. What I'm going to show you here is we're going to log into a demo company called Franchise Holdings. And under Franchise Holdings, we've got two other companies. We've got one called Five Guys. It's with a couple locations across North Carolina and South Carolina, and then we got some Popeyes locations across across North Carolina, with some other ones coming on board soon. Okay, we're going to log in as Joanna Drake, and I'm going to show you how Joanna can see everything. She's the corporate controller. She can see everything across the entire enterprise, the entire holdings. But then we'll also log in as Bill Lumberg, and you can see how Bill is just the general manager for Five Guys. So Bill can only see what's happening at Five Guys. So I want to show you how that works, because that's really, one of the areas where Intacct is really powerful. So let's jump over to Intacct. And now I've logged into Intacct, and I've logged in up in the upper right here. You can see I'm Joanna Drake, the corporate controller. And Joanna has a dashboard that she set up with some of the key reports and things that she wants to see. And what's really neat with Intacct is you have the ability to create these dashboards right within it, but you can actually take any report in the system, so any of these financial reports you've created, and you can put them on the dashboard. And then I've got the ability to see them through, again, through my phone. I can pull up a dashboard on my phone, and I can pull up any report and drill down into it right from the dashboard. I don't have to go to a separate reporting module to do that, which is really cool. Okay, but what I wanted to show you, though, wasn't necessarily that. What I wanted to show you was, you see here on this graph, I've got 4 locations that I'm looking at because I'm the corporate controller, and I'm in at the top level. Underneath that, I've got my other locations, my Five Guys and my Popeyes. Okay, but I'm in the top level, and at the top level, I can see how much cash do I have across the whole organization. What's the status of my AP? AP's one of the reasons I got so much cash is because I haven't been paying my AP, so my AP has gone up. But the good news is sales has gone up too. So sales has been up since against prior year. So I got a nice green arrow here. I got a red thumbs down because my AP is down, right? Nice visual, you can see what's going on. But what I want to show you here again is I can see all my locations across here. But because Joanna can look at this and break it out any way she wants. So she has the ability to filter this dashboard on the fly. So if I wanted to, for example, just see all of my North Carolina locations, I can come up here and go ahead and say, let's just look at North Carolina, and hit apply. And now it redraws my entire dashboard and redraws all my reports just for North Carolina, and I see exactly where I'm at. So all of these reports, here's the income statement. Now I'm just looking at my North Carolina locations and the total across North Carolina. If I look down, here's my balance sheet, etc. So I can easily do that. I can drill down and filter these and slice and dice it any way I want. Maybe I want to see Bill's locations. Remember, Bill was in charge of the Five Guys. So I'll go in here and say, let's just look at Bill Lumberg stuff. And I can now see exactly what's going on with Bill. I can see his 2 locations. I can see his sales, his P&L, etc. So again, this is Carla doing this, right? So you see, Carla, here's my sales, 782,239 for Bill. All right. Let's go now and let's log in as Bill. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up a new tab on my browser, and I'm going to go into Intacct Login. And we're going to go in, instead of logging in as Joanna Blake, we'll log in as Bill Lumberg. And now you'll see when we come in as Bill's going to have a slightly different dashboard because Bill has other things that are important to him. So Bill's got a dashboard. It still shows sales, so you can still see here that I've got the same amount of sales that Carla saw over there. If I go, you notice we're logged in as Bill Lumberg here. If I go back over to Carla, I have that same sales because Carla's only looking at Bill's stuff right now. Let's go back to Bill. You can see at the top level, Bill only has his Five Guys locations that he can see. So you can see, though, Bill's got a nice report here showing, how am I doing against my budget. I can see if I'm way over budget, and I could drill down into that if I want to. But I also have some other information here because I can see my gross profit. I can see my labor hours because Bill wants to know what his labor hours are, and I can see that I'm actually down from. I have higher sales, but my labor hours are down, so I'm doing really good because I'm saving money, which is why my profit's high, right? Bill also has some expenses, some payments that need to be approved, some bills, because again, we have the ability to set up workflow, and this is all part of that modern, cloud interface. How powerful it is. So wanted to show you that. I wanted to show you that multi-entity, multi-dimensional report, right? So this focuses shows you the multi-entity. Let me show you a little bit about the multi-dimensional, because I think that's important also. So we were logged in here to a restaurant group, a restaurant holding company, but let me show you a nonprofit, because I know we have a lot of nonprofits, and some of them are probably on this call. We have a lot of nonprofit clients. Intact, I can go in and now I can look at it from a nonprofit perspective, and maybe I have totally different financial dimensions that I want to look at. Here I'm logged in as a nonprofit, and now I can look at, what are my admin expenses? What's my program efficiency? Here's my cash trend. So this is I'm logged in as Carla Grace. This is Carla's reports that she wants to look at. But just to show you a couple other dashboards and show you how you can do this, let's say I want to look at all of my compliance reports. So here's my FASB, 950. Here's my statement of activities, my statement of financial position, my CFA report. If you're a nonprofit, you can see this is all relevant to you. Maybe I want to see my budget position, and I want to see, okay, not only how am I doing against budget, but I want to break it down by department or by program. So here you can see I've got a report that looks at the spread all the way across at all my different programs. How am I doing budget versus actual? And so you have just what this does is show you the flexibility. And then in this case here, I can break it down. I could break it down by department. Maybe I only want to see one of my departments, like grant making. I can go in there and apply this, and I can look at that. So I can slice and dice on any dimension that I've got in the system. So you saw how we could do that with multiple entities and restaurants, and now you can see how I can do that with multiple financial dimensions in a nonprofit. So again, there's lots more we could show you on both of these products, but I wanted to give you a feel kind of for each of them and show you the modern interface, show you kind of the strengths of both of them, where you look at Business Central and the power you've got working in the Microsoft environment, and in Intact, where you got the power of the financial reporting and the multi-dimensional, multi-entity reporting that you've got. So I hope that gives you a feel for both of these. We'd love to show you more, and happy to do that if you guys, if you're interested in learning more. But again, we just wanted to give you a flavor of what's going on. So with that, I will go ahead and turn it back to Tim.
Thanks, James. As you said, I think that was a really good look in and overview on a couple alternatives and products that are out there, as we've all had to rethink and rework how our work environments look right now, and what they're going to look like going forward, and things that we can get in place to get ahead of some of these things in the future. As James said, we'd love to have future conversations with all of you on this, and we've worked through a couple of different options that are going on right now. We'd love, if you want to take advantage and talk through these alternatives, or just talk through what how your current setup is. We have 3 different things we're doing right now. The first option is just a free phone call with us to kind of talk through current scenario problems, impact on the business, and then what ideal solutions look like. And then from there, we have more built-on or bolted-on options that are a little more in depth. Can get you some kind of total cost analysis and ROI analysis, or even go as far as putting some design work and analysis around that, and kind of scope out what a project would look like in a project plan. So, we want to make sure that we're a resource for all of our clients going forward, and to let you guys know that we're here to serve you in whatever fashion you guys need or want it at this point, and going forward. So, if you want to continue these conversations, reach out to James or I, either email, or that's both of our cell phones on the screen. We're always available to talk and just have a conversation about it. And with that, everyone stay safe, stay healthy. If you guys need anything within your businesses, even outside of technology, we're sitting here as a resource, and we want to make sure that we're here to help you guys along the way. So feel free to reach out to us at any time, and we thank you guys for taking the time to join us today.